I'm wearing a hat. Okay, what's up, gamers? Dreamcastguy here, and the president of Blizzard has just stepped down. I cannot believe how much this mess just continues to escalate, but the eternally growing dumpster fire of the Activision Blizzard controversy continues to grow worse. But let me just try and dive into this. So this morning there was a gigantic investor call where basically all the people involved at Activision Blizzard were trying to basically report to the commanders, the people at the top who are holding the gigantic money bags, and it seems that their solution is to President J. Allen Brack. Now, Jab in general is kind of considered to be a bit of a douche. He's a guy who doesn't really do much except make money and kind of screw over the little guy. So this decision is good in that it's going to probably help Blizzard as a bit be less toxic, but it is not enough. Now, before we do anything else, let's take a look at the official statement. Here we are. This is on Blizzard Insider, and it says, "New leadership at Blizzard Entertainment. To all members of the Blizzard community, we want you to know about an important leadership change at Blizzard. Starting today, J. Allen Brack will be stepping down as leader of the studio, and Jen Oneal and Mike Ybarra will co-lead Blizzard moving forward." Now, I have just woken up minutes ago. This is crazy. This is a gigantic shift in power for a bunch of different reasons, but I do want to make it a note here that this is also very new employees. Jen joined Blizzard in January as Executive Vice President of Development, where she's been providing senior development leadership roles for the Diablo and Overwatch franchises. Jen is the former head of Vicarious Visions, which is now part of Blizzard Entertainment. Remember that Vicarious Visions, along with making so many great games like Tony Hawk and stuff, they're the king of remakes. That's what they do best. Well, she is there working on Diablo 2 Remastered. Well, this is an interesting touch. I want to come back to that, though. So, Mike Ybarra, again, this guy is from Xbox. This dude was there for so long, he stepped over here to actually take over and help a bunch with shipping games. Basically, Ybarra apparently has a lot of talent when it comes to taking projects that are 90% done and polishing them to make sure they're ready to be released. Well, Ybarra jumping in here, he's only been with the company for 2 years. This seems like the point of it, though. If you'll notice, both of these people have just joined Blizzard. They're literally some of the newest, highest-ranking employees. I think this is by design. Blizzard is so toxic internally. It has such a long history now of abusing people, mistreating female employees, underpaying people. This is a good symbolic gesture. I don't know how much it's actually going to help because, I mean, the wood's kind of rotten, so to speak, but this seems like they've purposely chosen the people who are the newest, freshest blood with a good head on their shoulders. Now, this is interesting, but this still feels weird. Now, J. Allen Brack also released a statement here. This is his goodbye note, basically. "I am confident that Jen Oneal and Mike Ybarra will provide the leadership Blizzard needs to fully realize its potential and will accelerate the pace of change. I anticipate they'll do so with passion and enthusiasm, and that they can be trusted to lead with the highest levels of integrity and commitment to the components of our culture that make Blizzard so special." Like, this is just... you know what, I don't like the word virtue signal because I feel like virtue signal is one of those stupid phrases where, oh, you care? Well, I don't believe that you care. This, on the other hand, is definitely just some textbook virtue signaling. It is a company pretending to care about the blood on their hands. If you have not actually watched my previous video, I am currently boycotting Activision Blizzard, and I think I'm going to stick with that for a while longer because this is still a tiny ripple in a bigger freaking pond. This guy being gone is good. I'm not going to act like Jab deserves to stick around, but they need to do more. Bobby Kotick, the head of this entire freaking mess, the top of the tippity top of Activision Blizzard, needs to be thrown out. Bobby Kotick is absolutely no good for anybody. The guy is dramatically overpaid. He looks like a frog that wants to eat human souls. I mean, the guy definitely needs to get out. Now, what I found weird is the fact that they've basically did a separate thing. This is investor page for Activision. Now, this is them trying to just talk themselves up to the investors to keep everybody ready. Like, there's all this legal coverage here. Like, this is what I hate most, though. JL Brack is leaving the company to pursue new opportunities. Can we just zoom in on that for a second? To pursue new opportunities. JL Brack is definitely getting the golden parachute treatment. This is a business term where basically you fire somebody, but you immediately give them like a $30 million bonus and then send them to the next company where they have an even higher pay grade. JL Brack, if anything, kind of screwed Blizzard over. He allowed the most toxic, festering, horrible workspace environments, which definitely hurt their games. I love stuff like Diablo. Diablo, definitely one of my favorite franchises of all time. It's my hold my art book upside down. But let's face facts. If you're making art, you do not want to have to worry about your crappy boss trying to hit on you. You don't want to have to deal with possibly being fired for, not keeping up with crazy deadlines. The amount of people that reported working 60 hours a week, 80 hours a week, people not getting paid overtime. In general, Blizzard has kind of screwed itself simply because they did not want to be a fun place to work. I have talked to a lot of different studios, a lot of different developers, and something a lot of people say is that making games can be difficult, it can be stressful, but at the end of the day, it is fun and fulfilling. Blizzard, they just haven't been able to nail that in a very long time. Now, I want to look at something over on Reddit. So this is Reddit/games. I like it. They've just posted this new letter by Activision Blizzard. They are... how should I phrase this? They're much more skeptical as to the authenticity of this. They definitely think that there's something fishy about this as well. Jin came from Vicarious Visions from the recent merger, and Mike from Xbox in 2019, likely chosen because they have little connection to old Blizzard and haven't caused much problematic behavior in the lawsuit. Of course, you can't ignore the optics of having a woman co-lead. Apparently, she was Activision Blizzard's honoree for Great Place to Work for All Leader Award. I don't know how BS that award is, but I genuinely hope she is a good leader. Cynically, this could be a glass cliff behavior. Oh god, this is so toxic. Bring a woman in as the leader during a crisis for the PR spike. It definitely makes them look good. And then when they fail to immediately solve it because the leaders aren't addressing the core issues, you push them right back out again. This happens all the time. Ellen Paul, Marissa Mulla, Julia Gillard, Theresa May, Kim Campbell, constantly. It's one of those things where this company does not care. This company, if anything, is just so heartless, they're probably happy to find a way to remove J. Allen Brack. The investors at the top don't have any souls. They just want to make sure that the profit margins keep going up. Now, I want to answer a question that I've been hearing a lot. I've been seeing some people say, why should we care? Are the games going to be good? Here is the cost of what's going down. Video games are supposed to be fun to make. Video games are supposed to be art. Video games are supposed to be about fulfillment. Video games are supposed to be about basically putting on a different set of clothes. When I play a video game, I like that I can have magic powers or fly around or sometimes just explode gigantic cars in Grand Theft Auto 5 or whatever. There is a fulfillment, a love, and a passion that needs to exist in the games. Now, some of this is created via crunch, some of this is made through some pretty bad business practices, but I still fully believe that the more you love your game, the better your game is going to be. The amount of times I've seen some completely soulless trash in the last couple of years, where a company that happens to have $1 billion tries to force out a game, something like, what was that even called? Crucible. There was like an Overwatch knockoff that was made by Amazon that bombed so bad they deleted the game in about 3 months. This is a record-breaking $400 million dumpster fire, and I truly believe that the reason that game failed is because it was made without passion. I think that positive work environments, especially in the video game industry, are going to breed better games. Look at the ingenuity we're getting with things like Death's Door. The amount of indie games lately that are just completely killing it. The freaking games that are so tiny and made by a couple of friends and just have that love shine through. I feel like that is what makes this industry special. That's what makes this industry great. Making sure game developers is happy makes gamers happy. Do you want to win? Do you want the biggest and best versions of the next World of Warcraft and gigantic sequels to Call of Duty that maybe aren't so freaking copy and paste? Happy developers are the only people that can give that. Doom Eternal is the perfect example of this. That game is so fast and so furious and so fun, and everybody I've ever personally spoken to who worked on it loved it. Jump artists, the people that are trying to basically just code the vines and the rocks. Every developer loved that game. They loved their studio. They loved their coworkers. If you make this toxic BS, it's not enough. J. Allen Brack leaving is not enough. Blizzard, you got a long road ahead. Cut out the cancer and the body can be saved. Well, I just woke up literally as soon as I pressed record. I love you guys very much, and I guess I'm going to cut this all together. I hope you guys have a good day. Please do me a favor, just be nice to some strangers. Actually help out your fellow man, and realize that art, it needs some love in it. You guys rock, and keep dreaming. Thanks so much for watching that video. If you want to see something else, you can always click this link to see what I put up last, or, subscribe and see what's coming up next. Also, I promise that whatever I do, it'll try not to suck.